disappoint you, turn their back on you. The closest around you are gonna give up on you. And when things hit the fan, everybody's gonna run. You're gonna look around and you're gonna be all alone. I'm just keeping it real with you, cause somebody out there needs to hear what I'm saying. This ain't a motivational video. Man, this is life. This ain't no game to me, and I know what you're going through. And I'm gonna speak life into you right now. Nothing, listen to me, nothing can stop you. God will never leave you nor forsake you, and that is all you need. There's a power inside of you that you can only discover when you are truly alone. Just as the waves on a beach shore come in and out, people will do the same. Relationships are like music, and you should never make music with anybody who doesn't understand, appreciate, and value your lyrics. Sometimes you just gotta let these people go. You gotta know your worth. Sometimes you just gotta let them people go. You gotta stop chasing people who don't appreciate you. Sometimes in this life, champion, you gotta remind the world just who you are. And you don't do this by telling them with your mouth. You tell them with your actions. You make your actions speak loud and proud to who you are. Don't let the world convince you that you're nobody. You're somebody who just don't know it yet. Do you hear what I'm saying, champion? I'm speaking to the champion in you. Rise, champion. The way of the warrior. Champion eyes. Get back up. My spirit cries. Fear dies. Choked out by the scream. The desire to climb and live out my dream. Take it for the team. Discipline reigns. I wanted too bad to listen to the pain. I'm a winner. To God be the glory. Tragedy and setbacks, an inspirational story. Warriors like me, we were strategically designed for the struggle. Many before me gave up and quit. Acted all bad to the first time they got hit. But see, blood don't scare me. I fear not death. Whatever it takes, champion, to be the best of the best. I was made for war. I cry out to heaven, blessed and unstoppable, an immortal legend. Climb, I say, the unclimbable mountain. Kicking and punching, I just keep on pounding. I found it, that deep desire to win. I remember defeat and I say, never again. See, warriors like me, we were born and strategically designed for the struggle. The way of the warrior, champion eyes. Get back up, my spirit cries. Fear dies, choked out by the screams. The desire to climb and live out my dreams. Take it for the team. Discipline reigns. I want it too bad to bow to pain. I'm a winner. To God be the glory. Tragedy, setbacks, an inspirational story. Many before me gave up and quit. Acted all bad to the first time they got in. Blood don't scare me. I fear not death. Whatever it takes, champion, to be the best of the best. Climb, I say, the unclimbable mountain. Kicking and punching, I just keep on pounding. Because I'm a warrior, and that's what we do.
All right, good evening, folks. How are you? That's correct. That is what we do at Corporate Credit Blueprints. That is what we do. You must remember one thing and one thing only. What we do is what we do, which means this. At Corporate Credit, we don't cut any edges. We always want to make sure that you're built up, that you're emotionally ready, because it takes something to build your business credit. It's just like this. When you're working on something, it takes something to build it. But when I say but, I don't mean and. I mean but to negate what I just said. But if you decide to go ahead and take on a challenge, what happens when you disappear? Just like this. I leave you hanging, just like that. Now, what do you think about that? This is what a lot of you do when you start building your business credit. You want people to go ahead and hang in there with you, but you disappear when they try to coach you. So that's exactly what I'm trying to point out to you. One thing you want to begin to remember over here at Corporate Credit Blueprints, we don't do that. We're here for you all the time, even when we're distracted. Like I said, everything's live. It's always live. Yeah, you're going to see the repeats, but it's live when it's done. So one thing I want to say is congratulations for being here. Tonight is really one epic night for all of you, because here's some things I'm going to expose to you tonight. I'm going to expose to you four things that you're going to need to know to handle some things in life. Because I'm going to tell you now, either between July and the end of the year. I know more of an exact time, but again, things do happen. I tell you, I always have my ear to the ground. And I have people up in D.C. that I've known from before, and I don't know if we ever had it. I have to look to see if I still had it, but I did go to D.C. and I walked the senators' hallways in there, and I handed out a package exactly of what corporate credit could do for their constituents and how they can go ahead and feed them. And I had one senator. Hello, who has their mic on? I'm gonna kick you out. Who are you? One senator. All righty, let's see. Okay. Matthew, what are you doing? You faceball, goofball. Turn it off, you crazy guy. I knew it was somebody. All right, a lot of. All right. Guys, you guys bust me up. You make me laugh. That's so awesome. All right, thanks for the laugh. Hey, what I want to let you know is that there's 5 things I'm going to show you. But I said from July till the end of this year, like I said, I handed out a package, and on top of that, and I explained, in real short, it wasn't anything really long, like maybe a page and a half at the most, but big writing. And I explained what it can do for its constituents, and if they want anyone knew about it, they, just refer to whatever the deal was, or have one of your trainees or your people that work in the front office. I got to see them. I saw 7 out of like 20. Yeah, so 7 out of 20. So one thing, what happened is that one of them did say, well, let me ask you this question. Because why would I want to educate my constituents on what they can do to free themselves financially by building business credit? He goes, you, son, got to understand something. You are lucky because you know what to do. If they want to find you, let them find you. If not, our constituents are better off not knowing this kind of stuff, because if they begin to realize how they can free themselves from the system, from us, then who do I have as a constituent? Because again, they'll be running their business and developing credit, and then they know what happens if things happen to their credit, they still get it again, and they're never really out of the game. They won't need me anymore. And I just sat back there in the seat, and I said, I've never had anybody really that honest with me. This was back in, oh God, it was in 2000, between 2009 and 2010. Flew up to DC just to do that. And pretty interesting, really interesting. When he told me that, it was like something else. I have another venture. I'll tell you what happened that time. I had, before I was living in Texas, I had the Texas Senator, and I'll tell you who it was, and he was pretty cool with me, and I'll tell you the next one what happened with him. That was really cool. But that was the first one that told me that, and I couldn't believe that. He was really frank about it, but honestly, he told the truth. He goes, "Why would I want these people educated for? If they're educated, I'm not going to mention his name because again, he can deny it, but I'm telling you, I have it. I got to find the recording." Telling you guys, but I was really shocked at that. And I get it, but I told you I do get it because the fact is, don't you realize if you knew what they know how powerful a corporation is in building the credit. You think Mr. Cardone is some big wahoo? He's only taken what he just mimicked some of the stuff and decided to get out of his own way. What he has now is because he got out of his own way and says, "I'm done with this." And it's true. I said this before, way back, many years ago. And I said it before I think it was said in 2020, about maybe 4 or 5 times, in 21, about a couple of times. It's harder building $100,000 in business credit than it is building $1 million. And it's harder making $1 million in business than making 10 to 20 or 30 or $50 million. And a lot of you, well, you work harder making that because you're trying to scale. But when you get up past that to the 5 million or more, now you have money to actually to have the people scale for you, and the ones that are smarter than you. You just need to have someone on your side that's smart enough to ask the questions to tell you, hey, you might want to look at this because it's not adding up. They're saying 2 times 2 is 5. We know it's not 5. How are they coming up with that? So just to let you know, the better, the more, if you're going to scale anything, you've got to be willing to have people around you that actually want to be part of the scaling, that are smarter than you in the areas that you want. A lot of you are real skittish. In the CFO program, that's one thing. As a proxy, we have to buffer the CFOs in the beginning for the first 12, maybe 18 months from all the bombardment they're going to eventually get. We take the bombardment, we come to them, hey, this is what's going on. We need to go ahead and apply here, here, and here. That's what I'll be doing. And then I'll give them information so they can take care of their stuff on their side for their business as well. I'm telling you, it is, people, oh, the CFOs really, no, it's not. You're playing with some real big boys that will not tolerate some of your nonsense. I've seen some CEOs just kicked out because of, they call and say, hey, well, it's up to your proxy is doing that work. Well, no, that's what you agreed to. That's what it is. So, because they're not, I'm telling you, you get hit because they're expecting you already to know a lot of things that you think you already think you know. Oh, it's got to be easy. No, I'm telling you, it isn't, because they're going to inundate you. They're going to want everything that you do for every business that you're on. You're going to have a file for every loan you've done is one file looking like this. I don't know if you can see the thickness of this file, but that's this one file. Then on top of it, then when you have out stuff sending, you have to have a nice package. You got to know how to package your loans so they go out nice and neat. Because I'm actually doing this one here later on tonight. But one of the things is that you package this stuff real nice and neat into this folder and you send it to the lender. A lot of you don't know how to package. You don't know how to use the nice packaging, what needs to be done, what has to be said, so you can see things. Then they can go ahead and actually make the decision. One of the things is that you want to begin to be able to package your stuff where you have some nice, colorful things that go with it. Your Dun and Brad report, your business experience report, and you put it into a graph where it shows how your credit's been going. There's a lot of stuff that the proxy does for the CFOs that are in the program, and those freaking CFOs make more money than the proxy. Way more. If a CFO makes 100 grand, the proxy's lucky enough to make 25. The only reason why the proxy gets a lot of knowledge inside where they're able to do stuff and help the CFOs to be champs in what they're doing, because eventually they're going to be turned over to the wolves. And I literally mean the wolves, because when they talk to you, they're not talking to you like a little just beginner. They're not talking to you like a Fortune 500. They're talking to you like you are part of Google mentality, that you're up there, Amazon. They're not messing around. And you think they're going to go ahead and take frustration? There's no room for frustration. Man, you're going to go, all right, man, okay, I'm going to do it. Okay. Other than, oh, I don't know. I don't know. They'll look at you, I don't know. What do you mean? Are you in kindergarten? I'm telling you, folks, that CFO program is so freaking awesome. You're either going to mentally and stretch and grow, and you're going to have a proxy as a buffer. So you know the proxy is the one that's actually the strongest. He's the Sherpa. The proxy is the Sherpa that climbs you up there to have you be the champ. The Sherpa will take most of the hits, about 90% of the hits of what goes on, what needs to be done. Proxy gets it done. Proxy just gives the CFO the feeling what goes on. Some of the proxy will have to train him in certain things. But I'm telling you, a lot of you don't handle yourself. You want to get in business, but you don't understand what it really... See, people say, oh, it's easy. Get corporate credit. It is easy. It's easy for 100,000. Even if you get $1.5 million in personal credit. But how are you going to grow? And also, guess what? How are you going to scale your business so the money is there for your business? So all I want to let you know is, guess what? The most important thing for you to understand that here at Corporate Credit, I've been saying this for a long time. I've said even 2020, the beginning. Go back and check. You go back and check my videos I have here. I stated to you that there's a change coming. And the change is coming because your fabulous president, when I say your fabulous president, you might want to understand what I'm saying when I say your fabulous president. There's some language behind there you might want to pay attention to. Now, out of the respect because of his president is a different story. What I'm saying to you is he is really on the rampage and pushing hard. I look at July all the way to the end of the year, probably sooner. Some things are going to change. And I'll let you know as we go on. Some things are, I found this out this weekend. This weekend, I got a call out of the blue, and they say, look, go to the particular hotel. You're going to meet some people there. We're holding a conference. You're invited to that particular conference. So it's just awestruck. And I'm so glad, though, that the people that I'm working with know enough about their corporate credit. It won't really affect them. It won't affect the business credit, but it will affect the living, breathing individual if you don't understand really the game of credit and what you must do now. Now, some of the stuff I'm doing now for some of my people, in fact, we have one last person in the program that just got accepted, and he's the last one for a little bit because I don't want to take any more on because I won't be able to handle anything else. He's the last one, and he's a bull, and he's hungry, and he's going to do fine. And we all get like, weird, but I get we all weird. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I love weird because I've been through that weirdness. I've been through that weirdness before. So one thing I just want to make you aware of is that I was a little crooked, wasn't I? The camera was crooked. So one thing I want to let you make you aware of, what I'm going to tell you tonight is it gonna I tell you guys, man, I'm just really excited about what there is to tell you. There's just so much to unleash. I'm going to tell you this. When the changes happen, what I'm about to tell you, if you're set up already in your business credit and started, that's fine. From those of you who are not started, you'll still be able to have no PG, and you'll be able to still develop it with no PGs, even if your credit's kind of funky. The thing is that as long as you have it started, you'll have a momentum going. When this particular thing comes into play in the credit world, business credit won't be affected in the way a lot of people think it will be. And that's why I'm really grateful the students have the real basic foundation, how to build it with no credit, which means the credit's horrible, and having good credit and building it that way. There's a big change coming, and I'm going to name 4 things that you immediately must do. I don't care if you have to stay up all night to get them done. I promise you, you need to shut them down with these particular things. But I'll tell you here in a second. All right, so one thing before we get started, I just want to go ahead and say, you know what, thank you very, very much for all of you who've been here. And also one thing I do like to say is that what I do like is what is it that makes a difference in your world that if there was nothing in your way, nothing, with building your business, what would you do the very first day if you knew that you would never fail at building any business that you ever decided to do? What would you do? What's the first thing that you would do?
I'm going to show you how
the very first thing
have made my company millions of dollars in profits. Now, you might be thinking, oh, this guy's going to talk to me about cryptocurrency or NFTs or day trading or shop.
The very first thing that you would do. The very first thing you would do. See, one thing I want to let you know, see, this is about what building your business credit is all about. What's the first thing that you would do if you knew you wouldn't fail? If you knew you wouldn't fail, no matter what is the first thing that you would do if you absolutely knew that you wouldn't fail at all in any way, shape, or form if you knew you wouldn't fail? But a lot of you, would you do the work? Would you be willing to do it? See, let me ask you, a lot of you went to school hoping that you get a job. You didn't think you were going to fail in getting a job. You thought maybe I can go ahead, I'm going to get this past my school and I'll be able to get a job. Really? How did you get a job? Well, because I got my degree. All right, what experience do you have? Well, I got my experience from the book. Does the book really give you experience? It might give you knowledge, but knowledge is not power. Only time knowledge is any power if you decide to use it. Action is the only thing in this whole world that will give you the power you need inside the action. A lot of you think it's all, well, hold on to this, hold on to that. No, it's the actions that you decide to take to go ahead and get where you want to go by learning what needs to be done, the way it needs to be done, and not the way you think it should be done when you're being trained. See, once you develop enough talent inside of doing it, which it takes 10,000 hours to go ahead and build a skill set. Well, think about this. How many hours do you have available inside building your business? Some of you only can put in a couple of hours a day. That's perfectly fine. So it's going to take you a little bit. There's nothing wrong. You've got to understand it doesn't matter how you get there, when you get there, but the thing is just got to get there. Keep building, keep building, keep building, keep going. Make your mistakes. Get your card shut down. Get everything shut down. It doesn't matter. Everyone's different. Credit card companies are different. Everyone's different. Some say yes to one thing, some say no to another. All right, cool. Guess what? Move on. You want to remember, many things that you can learn in building your business credit is not always going to be what you think it is. It's not going to be the way you think it should be. You've got to be able to be flexible and malleable to make things happen. Make things happen, which means you know exactly, you know what? When the storm comes, I know what to do. 1, don't panic. 2, fulfill what I keep up to what I'm still doing. Also, another thing, what are you going to do when you go ahead and get there? What are you going to do when you talk to them? Many things you want to begin to understand. What is it that you're looking for? What is it that you're willing to do to make sure that you're successful? Are you willing to go through the moments of uncertainty? Are you willing to go through time when it's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do? What are you willing to do? What are you really willing to do? Like I told you, before I make calls and before I talk to people and before I do a lot of things, even before I come on here with you, I have something I do, and it's this. This is what I like. I'm telling you, I need to do this every time. Why? You guys make a difference. Whoa! It's not breaking you. I'm telling you, there's some companies out there that you work with or proxy works with. See it work out. They play this out of music. I got 70 hours of Who that is up.
Get up.
You gotta stop getting done. That's all I want to say.
That's
All right, cool beans.
So I just
All right, so now what I want to do from there is, okay, let's get started so I can get rolling what I'm talking about to you guys. All right, that's what I'm talking about, getting yourself hyped up. Not motivated. Motivate gets out, goes, you're like a slow leak in a tire. If someone has to motivate you, you're the only ones accountable for motivating yourself. But if someone has to call you and try to motivate you, man, it's like pumping up a tire that has a slow leak. Eventually, it gets tired of it and you replace the tire. All right, let's get going because here's a lot of people here tonight. Get your pen and paper and start writing because I'm flying tonight on this. All right, one thing that people don't really do, they don't plan on the problem. There's always going to be something going wrong. Plan on it. Safety credit. When I mean something always going to going wrong, which means, were you ready for the COVID? Were any of you ready for the COVID? Did you really expect the COVID to go the way it went all the way through March 2020? Did some of you expect your business all of a sudden to stop making cash? Those of you that were so cocky. I remember knocking on doors, just knocking on the door. And guess what? Going to the business, small mom and pop business. Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm making something, some are, making over between 10 and 20 or more a month, depending what their business they were in. So I say, yeah, but what are you going to do when it stops? Oh, it will never stop. Can you believe the naiveness? If you remember, I do give you a chart to tell you there's 4 things of business you want to be in. I said real estate. Real estate covers many different things. Then I said franchise. Then I said you want to learn how to leverage money. Then I said profit sharing. But why all those? Because guess what? You can develop those to have different seasons. So your business makes money. See, a lot of you really don't understand what I mean by that. What I'm talking about, your business is really, really up to you to make sure it actually has a business. And on top of that, you've got to be able to scale the business to where you have people run it. In fact, I had one of the CFOs I'm working with now. He's brand new to the program, and pretty soon he'll be rumping and running around. But one of the things is this: we were talking this week, and he mentioned something about this this particular situation he used to do before for the county. I'm not going to say exactly what it is because I haven't got the permission to go ahead and really brag to say what it is, but he did pretty good at it. But one thing he didn't do, he didn't scale it. So it was always him, and he couldn't have another business do something they was supposed to do when he got the call. And if he couldn't do it, he lost on that particular one. And I said, man, is that still good to today? And he gave me some information. I called around on Friday a little bit here and there, and now to Monday, I'm really going to call around some more because I have more time on Monday because I have a little free time, an hour and a half of free time. I'll use that hour and a half to call what he told me what to do more because you know what? This guy has something. So what's going to go on? Since I really don't know too much about it, I just know how to go ahead and run a business. You put me to business and I'll know who to call. But he's going to go ahead and coach me because it's going to be part of his business and mine because he knows it. I just asked him he was telling me one day the other day what was he doing, this and that before, and he said this, that, and the other thing. And it's a brilliant idea. Now I don't know if it's out there in any other ways, but I'm going to look and dig because it's a very lucrative business. And since he knows how to run it, he'll just tell me I can figure it out. If you tell me, go to X, I'm going to go to X because he's an expert in that area. I'm not. But at least I know what I do. If we're going to build the business that way, I know what to build with it to get the funding and get things going this way. Another thing. But he knows a particular skill set. Okay, all right, how many bodies? How many, we get this? Okay, great. So once I figure out that and then I got this, what I need to ask him for? Ask for this, get the paperwork, then fill out, it's all saying, there's paperwork to be done. You fill out the paperwork, give me what I need, I'll give you what you want. Okay, great. Then we get that particular paperwork and we receive paperwork back from them. We get the okay. Then we got to start, calling whatever we got to do, blah, blah, blah. And then, okay, here's one. Here's one in the area. What's the next thing? Okay, great. Do you want to expand in your area now? So since we got it all done, so we can have 2 things going. So those are the things I'm saying that there's no reason why in our group or anywhere out there that you can't go ahead and just, how do you say, squat up? You're going to squat up together. Because everyone tries to take holding this business credit to the chest as a secret. That's a bunch of baloney. Now I'm going to tell you, one of the ways you're going to grow to be $1 million or $1 million, 300 million, 500 million to $1 billion, you're going to need other corporations around you to support you. One thing about the CFO program, you begin to realize, whoa, how powerful it is. And you begin to watch what you say out of your mouth. And you know what? Okay, great. Hey, I have this idea. What do you think about it? And you run around people that have years of hearing of, you know what? That sounds like something. Did you do this? Oh, you know what? And when he told me, he just said he had a scaling problem. That's it. To this day, if he has able to scale that problem, I promise you that place will be making at least $1 million a month. At least, based on what he told me and based on what I kind of figured out. I found out some calls on Friday. I only had about an hour. To this day. So, and I don't know why he didn't. Doesn't really matter. But the thing is now, guess what? I'm all ears. So these are the things I'm talking about, folks. You have a lot of you have a good idea. You're not going to be able to do a lot. You cannot do everything by yourself. Don't care what you do. But the reason why I say plan on the problems, there are always something that's going to go wrong. Were any of you ready again for COVID? Some of you got wiped out. Some people have big egos and I don't have to worry about it. Money's going to come in. All of a sudden it dried up. They didn't even have $100,000 in corporate credit lines. You still need vendor credit, business credit, and trade credit. You need those, but those are just like 30, 60, 90-day vendors. You're talking where you have at least a period of time to pay. All right, or you had your money invested in somewhere they were getting paid or something at that time. But a lot of you weren't prepared for that. And that's okay. A lot of it wasn't prepared for, but guess what? There's many things that the government came out right away, and if you would have been on that bandwagon, you would have got a lot of it up front without any problems. The honest ones and the ones that kind of worked the system and got in trouble for Biden. Remember those couple of guys that I read about? They bought some cars and spent it on this and that. They got arrested because that's not what you're supposed to spend it on. Growth, payroll, to have your business grow in that particular time. They were willing to forgive the loan and for the process you needed to do. But here's what I'm saying. The only way you're ever going to be prepared, you've got to know that you live in a particular environment, no matter where you go, even those of you thought that you'll never get laid off or never run out of business, ran out. COVID showed you the true weakness that we all had. All of us had it. But one thing I have to say, I was fortunate that I was doing this years ago about talking online and YouTube and stuff like that. So that wasn't really new to me, but there were some things that were new to me. But other than that, a lot of people got hurt. So now, the reason why I say plan on the problem, I'm not saying, oh my God, lion, tigers, and bears, oh my, I'm not saying that nonsense. Do you think Bezos? Do you think Walmart? Do you think Elon Musk? Do you think they don't plan to have challenges come up? They're challenges because things will come up. Problems are just it's a challenge. You're going to get challenged. If not, you know what? Here's one thing. The more you get, $1 million, $5 million, get yourself to $7 to $10 million. Get yourself $42 million worth of credit, and you're going to find out the accountability and responsibilities you must have. See, a lot of people think, oh my God, no. The reason why people worry about when they build their business credit, I had a client, again, who was it? Wednesday. They lost a credit card because they didn't use it. Well, I was waiting, and I said, well, you've been around for over 3 years now. She says, yeah, I know, but I got nervous and scared because I remember how you're supposed to work it, right? You're not supposed to spend any of that money the way you do it. Yeah, I know, but and there's no but. It's either you're gonna do it or not. You're not gonna do it, then lose it. That's all right, no problem. But don't come crying to me. And she said, well, I want to get it back. And I said, what did I tell you? You lost it. Yeah, I'm willing. Go ahead. You get it back. I'll give you your percentage that you want. And I said, well, let me think about it because I got someone right now I got to take care of this week. And so on and so on. I said, call me on Monday because now the thing's getting really big. And the particular situation I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes is when I say it's serious, it doesn't mean you panic. It just means, okay, great. I need to get into action. And remember, it's an action that needs to takes place. But again, see, a lot of you are under the illusion. No, you're deluded. You have a delusion thinking, well, this is supposed to happen this fast. No. In the corporate world, no matter what you do, everything is going to take anywhere from 10 to 30 days before it cleans itself out, whatever you're going to do. A lot of you think it's supposed to happen. Well, they say it can happen in 72 hours. They say it can happen in 1 hour. They say, who in the heck are they? A lot of you tell me, well, they say, and when I finally ask you, who's they? Well, the guy on YouTube. Oh my God. I'm telling you the truth. I said it could take 72, but also take all the way up to 30 days. And sometimes it could be longer. But I'm telling you, at least a minimum of 30 days, you best put in your mind. Because that's how really the system really works. And if it's the government, oh my, you know better than that. You know way better than that. So a lot of you can have this delusion. You think, all right, what do you think a nice folder like this does for some people that as you begin to work and fill it out? Now I got to go ahead and poke holes and all this other stuff and put it together. But when we send those kind of packages out to the lenders, that's to get the credit. But that is one other way that you go and get around the online electronic one, because all the electronic is electronically done. It's not even people searched. If the electronic says, oh yeah, they're good, cool. If not, boom. Then they send you a letter, and the letter tells you why. Well, we can't go ahead and verify. And you can't even call them now. Well, I can send it to you. So, but we can't verify this, and they don't tell you to send anything. But if you have any requests, please write down. Here's the address. So it tells you where to send it without telling you to send it. We bat about 99.9% when we send this out. Because it's different. It goes to a human. Now the human can actually, and you put everything they could need to verify. And if you're not sure, you put a letter of explanation. A lot of people don't have their addresses now because a lot of people realize you can use a P.O. box for your address, and the P.O. box shows up on your credit report. But then when it goes through the electronic system, the electronic systems that aren't dumb now, they can go ahead and electronically see what it is. Oh, it is a P.O. box, so they say we can't verify your address on the personal side. Well, now you got to go ahead and write a letter of explanation, show them why, and then you can maybe give them one or two, maybe the lease of the place, and let's say because a Spectrum bill or internet bill, whatever. And you send it to them, but you give everything to the company. There's what you give them, what you send them in. There's things you send in. You send paperwork in, and so on and so on. Then all of a sudden, lo and behold, guess what? They send you a thing. Hey, congratulations, you've been approved. So you guys got to understand. Everyone's always taught you the one way only. There are 5 different ways to get your business credit approved. 5 different ways. I just gave you one powerful way to do it. That's the old school way. But nothing beats the old school way because it deals with the human, not a robot, okay? Not automated. All right, so this is what you do about building and taking care of planning the problems, which means planning the problem is you don't get approved because it says something there. We can't verify that. We had another one that says we can't verify the tax ID. What you mean? We even uploaded it. They couldn't verify it. Okay, cool. We know what to send, so we send it in. And so there's just many things to send in. We just don't send in the one paperwork. We send them a whole credit file with everything in there. Everything. That's why those of you that are going to rely on your personal credit at times, it's still going to be robotic, and they just might not like you that day. See, a week and a half ago, 845, 825, and 840 on all 3 personal bureaus. Okay? Not one inquiry at all. All the other inquiries they ever did in their past was all gone. They took them all off. Every one of them. Every one of them. You want to personally I say, take them all off. Take them all off. Forget about this 6 months nonsense. Anyway, she worked diligently and she got them all off. She still went and applied this one place and they turned her down. She got a letter. Man, it's so perfect. My thing is clean. They couldn't verify an address that they were asking for. So we put a package together. We did a letter of explanation, show them about the previous address and this, that, and we put it in, and she got approved. About 22 days later. Though it takes time, but she got approved. See, people think that's a waste of time. Go right ahead. Our team, we show you how to do this. So you really will not, you'll always get a letter telling you what's missing, which will make a difference in the future. So you know what to do. You have templates. I send you letters, and those are your templates. You just change the name of the business. And then on top of that, there's certain things you send in. but it's always the cookie cutter. You send all this stuff in, and they go, oh, you'd be surprised. Sometimes they'll call you and say, wow, I like your, they'll compliment your package. I like your package. Okay, great. I know, so I got your expiration. It makes sense now. Okay, great. I just want to let you know we approve you. Client call me about that too. I'm telling you, it goes day after day after day. I'm telling you, I promise you, every time you get down, you send a file, you have a 99.9% batting average with those, because it's just the robotic set up front, no dice, no thank you. So it kicks you out of standard letter. Well, what you do, you kick in your standard reply. Folks, this is so powerful. All right, let me move on. All right, so always plan on it, and that's considered a challenge. Now, you can cry about it, moan about it, or spend 30 minutes, put the file together, ship it off, certified mail, so you know someone got it, and keep quiet, move on. All you want to watch, you can't watch a pot boil. It's not going to boil fast enough. You need to stop that. Let it go, move on to the next thing, and the time you move on, it's already done. You guys understand, you cannot watch the water try to boil. It won't boil fast enough for you. Even if you go up to a higher atmosphere, it's still not going to boil faster enough for you, even though if it boils at 200 because you go so high up. I'm telling you, you've got to begin to understand that you always got to challenge and take the challenge on and turn the challenge into something that goes wrong, that you turn it into the lemonade. You've heard that story, lemonade, put sugar in it, make it, lemonade drink. It's called safety credit, which you know what to do. And there's other things we talk about that with well. Here's where we're getting to. Also another thing. Here's a method of credit corrections. You can analyze your own. This is all personal credit now. This is not business. This is what I've been alluding to. Your personal credit, you've got to learn to do some things. There's legal action methods. There's take legal actions. And there's court orders to credit bureaus to correct. What? See, a lot of you are not even willing to go that far. A lot of you really are not willing to go that far. Because why? Why not? They say you can. Another thing, if you go to the other side, the dispute method, you can write the letters, dispute with credit bureaus or the creditors or whoever, and then you can go on to the next thing. You can go to the middle one, which is you can go to negotiation method, negotiate with the creditors. Creditors dispute the whatever charge offs or the hard inquiries, whatever it is. You can do all these things. All of them will work, but remember, they all take time. If you do the dispute letter, it's going to take you some time. Do the middle one, okay, it's going to still take you some time. You can do this one over here, legal action, that's going to take you some time. You've got to remember, even if you do the call way, sometimes they're going to wait. It's not going to do, it could be 72 hours, it could be 42 hours, it could be the next day, it could be 2 weeks. I disputed mine. Let's see, maybe 6 months ago. No, 8 months ago. And I had, what was it, 12, I think it was 18 inquiries. Whew. And now, see, I learned they're not going to take all 18 off at one time. Bada boom, bada bang. No, God said no, do. So I resubmitted again for only 3. Came off with no problem. So I said, okay, the magic number. This was with TransUnion. So I sent 3. I waited, got off, sent another 3, got it off, got 3. So it took time, but you know what? It was happening, the progression that made a difference. See, a lot of you think you want it done in one day. I want it like a little kid. Grow up, you guys. Sometimes it's not going to work the way you want it. It's going to work the way the system wants it to work. Well, it says, I don't care what it says. Unless you're willing to throw money at it, which means you're willing to take it to court, that's going to cost you more than they're going to give you. The most it's going to give you is like $1,000 per violation. For everyone they don't take off, $1,000. But you're going to spend $10,000, $12,000, $20,000 just to go ahead and hope you can get it done. You guys got to just chill out and keep growing, keep doing what you got to do. It will happen. It's called patience. Another thing is this. Your lack of knowledge is why you bring the pain home. You know how you bring the pain home? You bring this emotional pain home because of the fact is that you're all, oh, I need it now because I want this right now. Well, guess what? You're going to get it if you chill out and relax. It's all going to work out. You got to remember, everything works out in the time it's supposed to work out, and you'd be surprised. Sometimes if it's too early, it won't work. You can't plant the crop too early sometimes. Sometimes you got to plant it and just let, a lot of you wouldn't never make it in the world if you had to plant bamboo, and bamboo doesn't show any life for 90 days. Doesn't even show you any breaking through the ground. But it's weird. But you've got to water it every day. You got to water the bamboo every day and not see the growth. You keep watering, keep watering, keep watering, keep watering, keep watering. But I don't see anything. And it's weird. Around the 91st day or so, all of a sudden you see these little things sprouting all over the place. And within 90 days, it grows anywhere from 3 to 6 feet high. That fast. Because it's building its roots in the bottom. You guys got to understand, sometimes you might have to do it the way. Here's another thing I suggest to people. Some people I don't suggest it right away because I want them to get beat up a little bit to listen. Is that, you know what? We'll do the phone and do a writing. We'll do request 3 off and we'll request whatever on the phone and take care of the phone. One way or another, we're going to get it done. But it has to be done. You can go over here, and call over here. But if you send the letter in with only 3, get those 3 off. And then get the next 3 off. The next 3 off. As you keep calling, now all of those 3s come off because they're in writing and they're not asking for a whole lot of boats. Folks, you've got to understand the reason why you bring the pain home. You bring the pain home. You've got to understand, stop bringing the pain home because you bring the pain home by getting agitated, getting excited. You don't deserve any of this. So you guys have entitlement mentality, and it'll kill you. It will ruin you. Yes, I get it. I've been there, done that, have that t-shirt, and it doesn't get you anywhere other than, okay, start over, someone else. It doesn't matter. All right, I'll send out. They're not doing it by phone, but you sent out the letters? Yeah, okay, great. Cool, wait for the results for those letters. But doesn't mean stop calling. All right, you call this time, you call this time, but you sent the letter in. All of a sudden, you get a letter back update, or it'll tell you on your report. You'll see them gone. Hey, they're gone. Send another 3 in. You've got to keep banging in different ways. The pain that comes home is the lack of knowledge. When you have the knowledge, you just got to take the action. Everything takes time. Don't care what it does. Everything takes time. People, why do you think a person has good credit? I have massive amount of clients. And it's only 2 out of all of them, out of 300. I don't go for thousands of people. I go for the ones that are serious. Meaning they'll put skin in the game, they take care of stuff, and they make things happen. I only have 2 that never had any problems with their credits. Never. Out of the rest of them, smart, brilliant, money-making people, and I had this problem with the credit, that problem with credit, but I'm telling you about, and they had to fix it up and clean it up. Inquiries just kill you. I mean, if you get a turn down on inquiries, you lose 5 points roughly. If you get the inquiry off, you're lucky to get maybe 2 out of the 5. Doesn't all come back to you. So you lose anywhere from 5 points to 1. You lose about 1 or 2 points for an approval. Hey, it's a nasty system. Now, let's keep on going. Here's what I ask you, because we're going to get into something real good. Ooh, boy. Okay. All right. Credit checks. What are credit inquiries, and how do they affect your FICO score? Well, more than 6 inquiries are considered too many and can seriously impact your credit score. If you have multiple inquiries on your credit report, it can stop you from getting the new credit you want. Now, does that mean like six inquiries in the last 6 months? And then after that, does it matter? Get them all off. I suggest get them all off. Those I suggest write the letters to get those off. If you have any immediate ones, you can take those off by whatever method you want to use. And I'm not going to tell you the method by that. I only talk to you personally. But the letters, man, 3 at a time, 3 at a time, 3 at a time. Because those also, it just doesn't look good. That's all. It just doesn't look good to any letter. So you just want to get those, not the soft pulls. God, I can't, how do I get forget the soft pulls. That doesn't matter. It's the previous hard inquiries you really want to get off. And here's this. Let me tell you this. What you want to begin to understand is all the good stuff that you're looking for is you want to know how things affect your personal credit. Those of you who have the garbage credit, you're in good luck, but I'm telling you, you best handle it now before July, or it can be August, it can be September. I promise your president that you have right now in the United States of America is different from the President of the United States for America. You better pay attention to the language I just used. So anyways, they want to get that other program in. That's just one credit bureau, nobody else. And when that happens, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? You won't be able to take those stuff off anymore. It's going to be tough. Here's what I say you want to start doing it now. Here's what you want to go begin to listen for. Here's what you want to do. You want to begin to remember. Go to Lexis, number one. These are the 4 places you want to go that will make a difference. Number one, go to LexisNexis, and block it. I don't have time to get in to tell you how. Google that. How to block LexisNexis. ARS. You want to go to ARS and block them. Well, first I'm going to go back to LexisNexis. LexisNexis, that's where it holds all your previous BKs you've ever had. You want to get that blocked and take, because then they can't get it. That's where they get most of the BKs from. LexisNexis goes to the filings and gets all the reports, and then they put it in their system, and guess what? The bureaus go talk to them and pull that information, and they say it's been verified. Remember, the credit bureaus are supposed to verify from the source. And if a lot of you don't understand how to do this, the courts do not report to any reporting agencies. They only put it in the public notice, and it's pulled, it's pulled. But when the credit reports say it's been verified, oh really? There's a way to get a letter from the court that says, we don't do that. It's public record, but we don't report to any credit bureaus. And they're telling you it's been verified, it must be verified, not third party. It does not say in the rules, in the credit rules that they have, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, it doesn't say third party is allowed. It's not allowed because it could be misconstrued, made wrong, whatever. So anyways, go LexisNexis, block that. Go to ARS. Go to ARS. ARS is important to block. All right, third one, SageStream. You definitely want to go to SageStream. Block them off. You got to block that. Another thing, go to CoreLogic. CoreLogic is the worst of all of them other than the BK. CoreLogic is the one that where all your inquiries, all your data about everything but the BKs, and with all the credit bureaus, they can go back and look to, and they're able to reach out to all the subjects. In other words, the credit bureaus reach out to them and pull all the stuff you have, and they pull it and put it on your bureau. I'm telling you, folks, you got to block those 4 right there: LexisNexis, ARS, SageStream, CoreLogic, and that's all I have time to get into. That's why I want to let you know. That's the important thing. Do it tomorrow. 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 You've got to block them. This way they can start working on pulling all that stuff off your credit report. Folks, I'm telling you, you're going to be up against it when the rules change. But what's so beautiful about it, it won't affect your business credit and building your business credit score or Dun & Brad or SPFE. All right. Now, here's the other thing you want to learn to begin to master. You want to begin to learn to master the SS form. Your SSN 1040, that's going to be a joke. You want to learn how to master the SS form. Why? Because you only get one of these at a time, but how many divisions can you have? How many do you want? You want a corporation? You want divisions? Every division can have its own separate tax ID number. There's only one of you, so you only get one tax ID. Excuse me, one social security number, which is the SS form. And I don't mean the SS from Germany, but probably the same thing, isn't it? All right, so now with that, you want to go ahead and move forward. You want to go ahead, well, how's that work? Well, how that works is this. You want to understand, you want to be a corporation. I'm going to tell you straight out. You want to be a corporation, the LLC, I'm telling you, they're going to lose their strength in the coming months as well. There's some changes coming to the LLC that you want to take care of your corporation right away. If you have an LLC, there's a way to do it. Call whoever you want to call, and they'll tell you how to do it. I heard some youngster talk about it. He got it right up to some point, and after that, I got afraid for his people. All right, here's another thing. You want to be able to go ahead and have your credit and get your credit refreshed, get it cleaned up, get you to 750 score, because that's going to consider a nice high score. Plus, another thing is that you can build your corporate credit. I say 100K because people can kind of swallow that and go, okay, maybe I can do it. How about 50K? I have clients that had $600,000, $700,000, all right, getting to $1 million. I have clients that have way over $5 million, all right, and way up to 22 point, I think it's 22.1, I have to look, but I know it's over 20 million. But here's another thing. You want to be able to know how to do this. This is where you're going to be able to learn to build your business credit when you get your score cleaned up, because you won't always need your credit. You can use the business to go ahead and verify the credit for the divisions. You won't need yourself. Here's another thing. A lot of you wonder, how is it that these guys don't pay taxes? How's the super rich? Here's the illusion in the conversation. The super rich avoiding taxes. It says many of the wealthiest pay little or no income tax. And then all of you get all pissed off. Oh my God, I work so hard. And they pay me my check leftover money from the business. They pay you what's left over. There is no way. The surest way to destroy any human being is giving them a paycheck, because then you destroy their dream. Because the minute you give them a paycheck, they think they're going to make it on a paycheck. I don't care if they pay you $250 million a year, you're still relying on that paycheck. And if they fry you, which means they write you off the list, you best have your right stuff invested, you'll be okay. Oh yeah, well, you're making a lot of money, I can do something. There's some people who make a lot of money that they figure I'm going to be there forever. That's done. All right? They don't avoid it. Let me tell you they don't. I'll show you why in a minute why they don't avoid it. You guys have the same authority, the same way with a corporation, more than with a corporation if you understand it. And if someone tells you about double taxation, you best understand what double taxation really is. And it's not what they're telling you. It is not. There's only one way you can get double taxation. And that, if you don't know how to do that, that's where a lot of you make mistakes. But big companies do it because of the fact they're making enough money. They don't care about the double taxation. And other people don't either. You've got to understand. You got to understand the strategies. Your lack of knowledge is what causes you pain. I said that earlier. Also, another thing, you have Mr. Bezos paid zeros in taxes. But it's not. Let me tell you why. Because guess what? There are no loopholes. There's no loophole. They're doing what they're allowed to do. And you, as a corporation, are allowed to do the same thing they can do on a lower scale because it's just lower money. That's it. You have the same authority they have to use the same information they have, even if you're only making $100,000 a year. Even if you're only making $100,000 a year. You have the same thing. You are allowed to pay from the top and paying from what's left over. Guys got to understand this. I'll get into more of this next week. Because when you learn this, you're going to learn how to do this. You'll learn how to daisy chain your credit cards, one credit card into 16 credit cards without personal guarantee. Come on, folks. I've been preaching this for a long time. I've been preaching this since 1985. And I look damn good. Let me tell you, I've been blessed, and I'm blessed to share with you. But a lot of you do not want to really do the work. Is it going to take work? Absolutely. I'm going to tell you, this is not if you want an overnight sensation, go ahead and take all your credit out, build as much credit as you can on your personal credit, and let's see if you can really daisy chain this. I guarantee you, Mr. Guy from Florida shows you how to keep yourself in bondage. He mentions something like this, but a guy in Florida, I like the guy a lot because he does the first level brilliantly in personal and maybe a little bit on the business. But I can tell you, I promise you, will teach. You got to also, what cards do you go get so you can go ahead and get them? In fact, I've done a lot of people a favor by even putting them up on the screen that you can get out of it with 18 to 24 months. But how do you establish it? You must establish it in the beginning. But how do you do that? Because they only teach you automated. They don't teach you, okay, great. Let's go the old school way and use this. Automation will not go through, this goes to a human being underwriter. That goes to a human being underwriter. That's what you want as you begin to build. This is the cards you really want to get. If you have them personal, that's even better. You should daisy chain it in personal. I even tell you how you can daisy chain in personal. A lot of you have no idea. If you have a personal platinum or the American business, I can tell you how to go ahead and daisy chain it 5 times over. But a lot of you are just too lazy to do it. That's why I have a hard time telling people. I can tell they're going to do it. The ones that do it, that really don't ask, they do it first, then they ask the question, hey, I see now why you have me do this, but I don't understand it now because I got this. Can you explain it to me? Yes. Because I know they went through the process and they got the cards, but there's some steps they didn't understand really what happened, but it happened. Then I explained to them because they went through it. Now they have the cards, but now they want to say, okay, great. So then, and I don't have a problem with that. A lot of people just want, well, why is this? Well, why? I'll keep quiet. You guys understand something. There's knowledge our whole team has, we'll pass on, but when people get into the why, how come, how do you know it's going to work, we just kind of back up. Because you know what? Why'd you even come to us then? You don't think it's going to work, then you know what? Oh, well. But I'm telling you, man, you can daisy chain those cards personally. Personally, you can. It's awesome. All I'm just telling you is, look, we're not asking you to go ahead and believe. We're just asking you to take the steps and walk and keep walking, and we'll give you the direction with all the headlights you need, and you'll be fine. Here's one thing about it. When it happens, a lot of you don't even care why it happened. I said, I thought you wanted to know what happened. Nah, I don't care. Now I got the card. So, see, the why question sometimes is not going to make a difference because you're not going to have the card in when you do it. Just follow steps, do this, do that, or reward somebody. I don't have money to give you, but I tell you what, if it's a way I can get you the card where it's not attached to me, let me know. You can get a card. I'll give you a card if it's not attached to me or to the business. I'll get it for you. Okay, great. No worries. We'll handle it. Hey, there's just so many great ways that they set the system up for you, but it's your job to figure it out. Anyways, good night. I want to say thank you very much for being here. Corporate Credit Blueprints. Give us a call at 855-886-7355, and let's rock your world. Why? Because one thing's really important. One thing's really important about this, and guess what it is? It's so important that with you as a person, that you can have what your desires and your dreams, you too can go ahead and make a difference in the world with your family, with your life, with your children, or maybe in the community if you don't have any children. Maybe you can go ahead and start some kind of community service that makes a difference. People understand you. And those of you that like, for instance, you want to say nonprofits. A lot of nonprofits, guess what? People say, I don't like corporations. It's okay not to like corporations, but let me tell you, why not go ahead and not like the corporations, but go ahead and join a corporation so you can go ahead and establish the money you need to fight the people you're arguing against. All right, folks, we'll catch you later. We love you. I love you. God bless all of you. And most of all, remember this. You're it, and no one's coming.
I just keep on pounding because I'm a warrior, and that's what we do. I'm Billy Owls Brooks, blessed and unstoppable. To God be the glory.
Success is a war over the invisible. It's having the faith and vision to see what could be, can be, and will be when consistently watered with an undeniable grind. Truth, the language of those who are truly alive. Soaring on wings of faith, they gracefully fly, radiating the power that they found down inside. Wrapped in fire, watch the chosen climb. Something in them refuses to be denied. Seizing the moment they know the time has arrived. Refusing to doubt or believe any of his lies. We call these people overcomers because they know how to climb. Everywhere that you look around you, you can sense that people don't want to see you succeed. But I'm gonna plant this in your spirit. The fire and truth on the inside of you will make room for you, whether the haters like you or not. Doubt is the best salesman that there's ever been. He gets up every day and knocks on your door trying to sell you on the
Remember
lie
that.
you
Now
aren't
knocks
good
at your
enough.
door every
Those
morning.
who can sit in silence and still believe shall one day hear the music of that which they believe for. Each time you face something you fear, in truth, you go to a deeper level of growth, awareness, and personal power. See, the fire grows inside of you when you own and accept everything about you. It's time to stop running and climb. There's 3 types of people in this world.
Woo!
Those in the game, those on the sidelines, and those in the stand watching. The time has come for you to make a decision right now. Which one of those 3 do you want to be? Climb. Now you could tell when somebody's about to go to the next level in life, because you can see it in their eyes when the world turns their back on you. Climb. When the whole world calls you crazy because your dream is so big. Climb. And when you feel like you are at the end of yourself and that you can't take another step, still climb. The most difficult and pivotal times in your life, you will have to travel alone. But those who can sit in silence and still believe shall one day hear the music that they believe for. Climb. Warriors and overcomers, they know how to climb.
That's right. You know it. Good night, folks. That was just a little piece for you. Just want to say, love you all. Anything to support you to make it happen. Give us a call at Corporate Credit Blueprints.